Hello and welcome to SAP Learning Academy and welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial today I'm going to tell you about the best practices of SAP HANA data modeling, and also I'll be telling you the special tips and tricks in order to have a better data modeling so the performance of the data modeling can be better for future uses. So I will be showing you the different slides and I will be explaining about it. And in the first slide, this is the general performance guidelines. In it, I'm going to explain that avoid transfer data of a large data set between HANA DB and client application, and do calculation after aggregation, and avoid complex expression, instead push down into model. So suppose if you are having a requirement where you need to bring a small chunk of data, then you can bring that. You should not bring the whole data from the DB, DB. You must bring for that particular year or a particular month. So whatever required, you should bring that particular data, and you should do the aggregation, right? And once you bring the data, and like in this slide I told, aggregate data record using group by or reducing columns. Suppose you need only 10 columns of a table. Suppose your table is having 50 columns but you need only 10 columns, then you can always do aggregation by the group by, and also you can reduce the columns, because this will actually improve the performance for the data modeling. And join on key columns or indexed column. You should join on the key. So your table must have a key column, so it is important to do the join on the key so that the performance can be better. And avoid calculation before aggregation on line item level. So you need to avoid the calculation before aggregation on line item level, and replace sequential cursor looping with set processing. So filter data amount as early as possible in the lower layer using constraints or where clause or filter or analytic privileges or partitioning. So that is really important statement, that you need to filter the data as early as possible in the lower layers. As soon as you bring the projection, you must do the filtering there only, so that the data modeling, the data model should not bring all the data up to the top level. So now going to the next slide, that is the continuation of my earlier slide, how to increase the performance. So filter and aggregation push down. And as I told in the earlier slide, that we need to do the filtering as early as possible in the lower layer. So that is just example here. Ensure that filter are pushed down, not pushed up. It means the filtering will be done from the lower target to the upper target, and aggregate and ensure group by are pushed down. So you should use the aggregation and also the group by clauses as early in the lower levels. And suppose I have given the example, like you can see the select statement sum, it is doing some kind of aggregation, and we are giving this placeholder year, means we are actually pushing down the data based on the year. So we are not actually taking all the data in the projection, we are just fetching. Suppose if you are giving 2020 in the year, then it will fetch the 2020 data, not all the year's data. And then you can put the where clause if you want to put, and then if you have multiple database, then you should put the client, which client you need. So that's all about this slide. So going into the next one, that is the dynamic join. So that's the important tricks, that how you need to use the dynamic join. So let me give you a small example in this slide. Suppose you want to show the sales and total sales by region and product. So I have so you can see the calculation view in here, and we have one aggregation and the aggregation 1 and aggregation 2. In aggregation 1, it shows the region product information, and the other one is shows the total sales. So you can do the join on country and region together. So that helps in order to have the correct data, and also your join can be pretty much faster than the regular join. So you can have the multiple joins like this in the slide. Now coming to the next slide, that's also very important one, that is the input source pruning. So we have two kinds of pruning. One is the explicit and the implicit. Explicit means, now here we are explicitly defining now which kind of data we're gonna have. Like I'm explicitly writing that I need data for 2015. So I'm defining the year here, and on the other side in the implicit pruning, I'm not defining the year. I'm just giving the placeholder, and this is the input, and I'm putting in the query so that your not all data will be picked up. And now coming to the next slide, that is the optimize join columns. So let me tell you that what is this meaning of optimize join columns. Whenever you have join like from one table to another table, then you can put this optimize join column as true, because generally tables are pruned if no columns are requested, and join types such as left outer or referential are involved. Under certain circumstances, the join columns could be brought into context, altering the level of aggregation. So this setting, if we put it as true, this will ensure that the join columns are omitted and will lead to a smaller intermediate result set, which can improve performance significantly depending on the type of query. So you can if you put this optimize as true, then and based on the data in the two column, your query performance can be faster. And we have the last slide in this part of the tutorial, that is the designing the larger virtual data model using HANA views. Suppose you are going to make a very complex and very bigger data model, then how you are going to approach here? You have to understand the layering approach. So the layering approach means that you need to first identify the reproducible pattern. Suppose if you have the multiple patterns, suppose you have to read from multiple tables, so you can make a smaller projection, you can make smaller CLVs, then you can reuse in the other CSVs and split big models into smaller parts. So as I told, that you should not make the whole calculation view in one part. You should break into multiple calculation views and then reuse those calculation view into the bigger one. So that's why you should not build monolithic views, meaning that you should not make a bigger views, in order to complete this complex. You should make the reproducible pattern. You should make the model little bit smaller, I mean into parts, so that then you can merge all the parts into the bigger one. So that's how actually you have to make the CLV. So that's all about this best practices and tops and tricks in the HANA modeling. Thank you for watching this video, and if you have any comment or suggestion, you can write it in the comment box. Please do not forget to subscribe the channel, and thank you for watching. Please look into my other tutorial. I have given the link in the video description. Thank you.